Imagine you want to open a lemonade stand, but instead of asking your parents for money, you use your birthday cash and just figure it out as you go. That's basically bootstrapping a business in a nutshell. No fancy investors, no dramatic pitch meetings, just you, your savings, and a whole lot of problem solving. Most people think you need $1 million and a guy in a turtleneck to fund your startup dream. But the truth is, the majority of successful businesses you know started with somebody's personal savings and sheer stubbornness. Bootstrapping just means you're using what you already have instead of borrowing from someone who'll eventually want it back with interest and a seat at your table. The word bootstrapping actually comes from the old phrase, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, which describes doing something seemingly impossible on your own. And honestly, starting a business with no outside money does feel a little impossible at first. But here's the twist. That pressure is secretly your superpower. When every dollar is yours, you spend it like it matters, because it does. That's financial discipline, and it's the thing most venture-funded startups forget when they're renting office space with a smoothie bar and a nap pod. Bootstrap founders count every penny the way a kid counts Halloween candy, carefully, strategically, and with zero intention of sharing. One of the biggest perks nobody talks about enough is ownership. When you bootstrap, you own 100% of your company, full stop. No investor gets to swoop in later and say, actually, we'd like you to pivot to selling NFTs of your logo. Now, the honest downside is that growth can be slower, and slow can feel really frustrating when you're watching other funded startups explode across your LinkedIn feed. But here's the thing about slow growth. It tends to actually stick, like a tree with deep roots versus one that shot up fast and falls over in the first storm. Think about it this way. Companies like MailChimp, Basecamp, and GoPro all bootstrap their way to massive success without giving away equity to a single outside investor in their early days. These weren't overnight rockets. They were slow burns that eventually became wildfires. Bootstrapping also forces you to talk to real customers almost immediately, because your revenue eyes your funding, which means if nobody's buying, you're not eating. Metaphorically, hopefully. That feedback loop is brutally honest and also incredibly useful. Way more useful than a focus group where everyone is just being polite. A lot of people make the mistake of waiting until they have the perfect product before launching, but bootstrappers learn fast that done beats perfect, because rent is due on the first. You sell the minimum version. You listen, you improve, and you repeat. It's basically the scientific method, but with more stress and better stories. Here's a fun reality check. You don't need a ton of capital to start a service-based business, a digital product, or a consulting gig. Those are practically made for bootstrapping. A graphic designer, a freelance writer, a bookkeeper. These businesses can start with practically $0 and a laptop you already own. Where bootstrapping gets tricky is when your idea genuinely requires heavy upfront costs, like manufacturing a physical product or building complex software. And that's okay to acknowledge. Knowing which business model fits your funding situation is just as important as having the idea itself. The goal isn't to be broke forever. Bootstrapping is a starting strategy, not a forever identity, and plenty of bootstrapped companies eventually raise money once they've proven the idea actually works. But by that point, you're negotiating from a position of strength instead of desperation, which changes everything about that conversation. You're not less of an entrepreneur because you didn't raise a seed round. Some of the scrappiest, most creative businesses in history were built on credit cards, side hustles, and the occasional skipped vacation. Constraints don't kill creativity, they concentrate it. So the next time someone makes you feel behind because they closed a funding round and you're still counting your monthly subscriptions by hand, just remember that you own your entire dream and they're answering to a board. That's not a small thing. That's actually kind of everything. If you want to learn more about how our company can help you build and grow your bootstrap business the smart way, go ahead and check out all the links in the description.